Hi, my name is Tina and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, if you could please hit the subscribe button below and the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. That would be wonderful. I would appreciate it. And let's get started. So today I wanted to talk about the bad things. I try really hard to have a great attitude. I try to be positive. I don't really want to be negative about any of it. I'm on a lot of the Facebook social media type groups about bariatric surgery and duodenal switch surgery, and I see people having some negative things going on, and I just wanted to talk about that. I try really hard to be very positive. And in fact, I don't even really have to try hard because this surgery has been just amazing for me. But I do want to touch on some of the bad things. So let's get started. The first thing and this is the thing that I see on myself every day that's a little bit, it never stops being shocking when I look at it. Or not shocking, but it kind of just jars me because it's not what I'm used to seeing. But my surgery was laparoscopic. I had duodenal switch surgery, I had my gallbladder removed, and I had hernia repair all in the same surgery. So I have all of the incisions that they used for all of those things. So I have a lot of maybe half-inch size scars on my stomach, kind of all over. And then there's some smaller little scars on my stomach that are kind of in there. And when I first was out of surgery, when I first got home, those were big scabs on my stomach. They're not scabs anymore, but they're scars. So I've read that those kind of tend to go away, and I hope that they go away, but I have, I don't know, it's just something that you look at all the time, and I would consider that a bad thing. Not something that you could really get around, but it's just something that I didn't really think about. I mean, not that it matters. My stomach wasn't pretty before, so I'm not really walking around in belly tops, but you know what I'm saying. Your stomach is not going to be the same. So, another bad thing that I've noticed that I wanted to note is that if I'm about 3.5 months out right now, and I still don't have very much of an appetite. Mostly I'm still focused on getting the required amount of protein and water that my physician expects. So he wants me to get 150 grams of protein. I can't get that. I can't. I'm vegetarian, moving towards veganism, and so the shakes that I use aren't the most grams of protein in the shakes that I've found so far are about 21 grams of protein, and I can't get 150 grams of protein. I would probably have 2,000 calories in a day if I could get 150 grams of protein. Right now I'm getting about I try to get at least 120. So between 120 and 130 grams of protein is what I'm doing every day, and lots and lots of water. So eating isn't really a thing at all. But if I do try to eat something, like I've tried to have some tofu, I had a tofu scramble. I have had, I like little pieces of Persian cucumbers, and I can eat one of those, but it's not very much food. And if I do eat more than I'm supposed to eat, I do have signs, and sometimes I push it because I'm human and food's yummy sometimes, but the feeling of discomfort, if I eat too much, if I really push myself, is so not worth it. And I guess that makes sense. I guess that's the point of the whole surgery. But just knowing that if I eat more than I'm supposed to, I'm not gonna feel good. Like I have to lay down, not feel good. Yeah, I think that's kind of a negative. Another thing that I've discovered that is negative is I am having a hard time with clothes. I don't have that. I mean, I had a lot of clothes that I couldn't quite fit into just because my weight is so fluctuating all the time. So the clothes that I'm wearing right now are clothes that I didn't really wear when I was 282 pounds. but I'm running out of things to wear. I really don't have any more jeans that I can wear. I really don't, I mean, we're in quarantine still right now, but when I do want to go anywhere, I don't have anything to wear. It's becoming an issue. So if I was out working every day, if I was a person that had a job that was outside of the home, it would be a struggle. I would really have a hard time looking for having clothes. Clothes are expensive, and even if you do go to the thrift store, or even if you do get clothes that are really not cheap, really not expensive, you still have to keep replacing them. Your weight drops fast. I mean, I'm only 3.5 months out, and it's already an issue. So I can imagine in 3 more months how bad it's gonna be. The other thing, I had duodenal switch surgery, which there's some things that they do with your intestines during the surgery to cause you to malabsorb, which is a good thing. It's good. If I do overeat, I'm not going to absorb the extra calories and extra unnecessary food. But I still, at 3.5 months out, I'm still having somewhat of an inconsistent bathroom routine, and that's the most tactful way I can say it. I've read that in the morning is when you typically move your bowels after you have duodenal switch surgery, and that I have found that to be the case. But sometimes it doesn't happen, and then I'm uncomfortable. Sometimes I still have runny stools, so I'm still not totally sure what's going on all the time, and so I can't really predict how it's going to be every day or every week. So that's consider that a bad. I'm thinking about people that are going through this surgery or going through this process that have obligations every day and are not going to be home all the time. Just some things that you need to think about. So inconsistent bathroom routine is one of my negatives. Another thing that this is very vain. Excuse me for being vain, but I am 51 years old, and I knew that if I lost weight, I would start showing it in my face. And it's already happening. So I'm already seeing these jowls right here, and I already feel like I'm getting more pronounced wrinkles in my skin, and it's not my favorite thing. I wish I could tell my body where to lose weight. I wish I could say, lose all of your weight in your thighs and your hips, but my body likes to lose weight in my face and my shoulders. So that's one thing I would consider a negative thing as well. Okay, this is a thing that I didn't really expect. Well, actually, none of these things I really expected, but this one it's strange for right now, just because we are still in quarantine sort of here, but there's a social aspect to food, and I had a family celebration a little while ago. My son had a birthday, and I got to meet his girlfriend, and it was just really exciting for me. And so we made all these. We always are the family that makes all the food. I make big old pans and slow cookers and big old things of different types of food to eat, and we have appetizers and just a lot of desserts, and so we've always done these things. And we did this the end of August, and we of course made all the same normal amount of food that we would anyways. And I had like 2 spoons of bean dip and a couple of chips, and I could not eat one more thing. And it was disappointing to me, because I was really excited about having all these are my favorite things. Mexican food is my favorite thing. I was gonna have soft tacos, I was gonna have burrito, I was all excited about things that I haven't had in a long time, nachos, and I couldn't eat any of it. I think towards the end I had some chips, I had 2 chips and a spoonful of bean dip, and then later on I was able to have a piece of my husband had made a peach pie from scratch. So I had a piece of peach pie, ate the inside of it, and I had a little bit of soy ice cream. and I was stuffed. Even looking at the leftovers, I was like, I don't want any of those things. And so that it's just hard to be the only one in the room it's particularly if you're the largest person in the room, the only one in the room and the largest person in the room, and the person that helped prepare all this food, and I can't eat any of it. So that was kind of a little rough. This goes along with that as well. I just have little to no interest in food. I don't care about it. I don't think about it. I used to spend a good deal of my life thinking about meals, planning meals, just to suddenly have no interest in it. I don't care. I'm literally having to force myself to drink protein shakes so that I get all the nutrients that I have to have, and water. So I have no interest in water. I have no interest in beverages. I have no interest in anything. And that is it's just a huge mind shift. And it's a good thing. It's very helpful, because if I was obsessing about wanting to eat something, I think that'd be a really big struggle. But I just don't have that. I don't even have a drive to drink water. So I'm pushing it. You have to push the things that are important, right? So I push protein, I push water. And the last thing that is I feel like is really specific to duodenal switch, I think a lot of these are, but this one definitely is specific to duodenal switch, is that it's not very well known about it. I think if you tell somebody that you had the sleeve or gastric bypass surgery, those are well known. I don't think a lot of people know as much about duodenal switch surgery. So if I tell somebody that I had duodenal switch surgery, then I have to go into a whole explanation about what it is. And I'm not a medical person. I know that my intestines are bypassed to help me malabsorb extra calories and extra food. But beyond that, I'm just not comfortable going into the whole spiel of what exactly it is. So every time I try to say weight loss surgery or bariatric surgery, but if I say duodenal switch surgery, then there's a whole piece of having to educate people about it, even though it's been around for like 30 years. So it's a surgery that only specific doctors do, and I don't think if you go to check in about bariatric surgery with a doctor and they don't perform that duodenal switch surgery, then I believe that they just don't mention it. So I didn't know. The first doctor that I went to was the doctor that I have, and he's a doctor that specializes in duodenal switch surgery. So I feel lucky with that, but it's just kind of a thing. Like, not only do I have to explain that I had weight loss surgery, but then I have to explain what procedure I had and how I'm overcoming the malabsorption. It's just a thing. So, but all those things being said, those are my only gripey things. I am so happy with my surgery. I'm so happy with my surgeon. I'm so happy with how I feel. I feel better than I have felt in so many years, probably 40 years, 40 or 30 years. So everything is awesome and great, but these are the things that if I could tweak a little bit and make them not quite as impactful in my life, I would. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. Please subscribe to my channel, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you. Bye.